You're listening to WTJU Charlottesville. For Arts This Week, we chatted with Mary Hall about the recently released radio drama podcast series, She Wrote Plays, a collaboration between the UVA Drama Department and WTJU.
My name is Mary Hall. I am a fourth-year undergraduate student at UVA, double majoring in drama and African American studies, and I was a writer, adapter, and director for They That Sit in Darkness. She Wrote Plays is a project highlighting forgotten female playwrights from the early 20th century. Like, a lot of them are in the 1920s. They That Sit in Darkness was from the 1920s, and it is a series of 8 plays. There are 2 written by Black female playwrights, and 2 of them were adapted by UVA students, Agnes Redville, and then myself. And then the rest of them were adapted and directed by Doug Grissom in the drama department. It was nothing like I've ever done before because I've been super involved with WXTJ because I've been co-director and on-exec and a DJ for literally my entire college career so far. And then I've been super involved in the drama department for also pretty much my entire college career. But I didn't really think much about how the two could intersect. So it was really fun. I'd never adapted a play before. I'd never directed before. And so directing folks was really interesting, especially people that are older than me. And so, like, establishing that kind of assertiveness while still keeping, like, the kindness that I try to bring into my projects and the realness and the rawness and humanness. It was intense at times, but intense in the way that I really loved it.
When it comes to working on a forgotten play, like something that just hasn't seen the light of day very often, did that feel different for you?
Oh, definitely. If people come and talk to me, they know that I'm always working on a project. And so when I was talking about She Wrote Plays, and I was just like, yeah, I'm adapting a play, and I have to say, it's called this. And they're like, I've never heard of that. And I'm like, well, that's the point of the project. The work that I do in, like, African American studies and theater, and the play that I adapted and directed specifically being a Black female playwright, one of the most famous Black female playwrights, but her work still not having the same platform, women not having the same platform as many men and male playwrights, but just in general, Black women also having that extra barrier. And so being able to uplift those voices and bring these stories that, even though they were written over 100 years ago, still incredibly adaptable for today and incredibly relevant. I'm glad that I was able to aid in making sure that it has a push forward into today.
This play itself focuses a lot on social barriers. How did you feel working specifically on that content?
Because I was able to feel that connection to it as someone who is Black and identifies as a woman. It's about reproductive health and freedom. You know, I was writing it in, like, a year removed from Roe v. Wade being overturned. It was definitely hard. There was definitely emotional labor there, but there's something so important about finding that balance of putting yourself into your work versus, like, removing yourself from your work and removing yourself from the characters. And so I was able to find that delicate balance with this project, especially when it came to the, like, last few revisions of the script. It was a lot, but it was so important, and I was able to find ways to take care of myself throughout the process that it makes it all the more worth it in the end. I think that the biggest thing that you can take away from They That Sit in Darkness or the whole series in general is that whether you identify with any specific characters, whether that be, like, their racial identity, gender identity, or just a little thing about their personality, you can find yourself in this. And that's the beauty of theater and drama as a discipline, is that no matter where you come from, you can find yourself, even in a play from 100 years ago that you think would not be relevant at all. It's so incredibly relevant, and you can find yourself and find different perspectives and see how important those perspectives are even 100 years later.
You can listen to She Wrote Plays wherever you get your podcasts. Arts This Week is brought to you with support from Piedmont Virginia Community College. PVCC Arts presents a rich array of dance, music, theater, and visual arts programming. Learn more at pvcc.edu. You're listening to WTJU.